What's going on, everyone? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. So it only took 5-6 months, but I have finally received my retroactive payments from my Florida unemployment. Once again, I have finally received my retroactive payments from my Florida unemployment from last year. All right, so let's get right into it. So Unemployed Floridians, we lose the federal assistance starting Saturday that's coming up. It's unfortunate because there have been many people that have yet to receive a lot of retroactive payments, had struggles with the website, and have had issues overall getting in contact with any reps. Not to mention the identity theft and fraud that people also had to deal with. And to make matters worse, I have this article here that says unemployment rates for some Bay Area counties are still high as federal aid is coming to an end. So the state currently reports that there are 500,000 Floridians that are currently unemployed. So apparently the dilemma is that employers are in need of workers, but they're having a hard time finding skilled workers. I think that employers have to keep in mind that people are not going to be inclined to work for them if the incentives are not reasonable. So let me just segue into my suggestions. The first thing that you should consistently do is make sure that you call them as early as you can. For those of you that are already seasoned, you know you have to go through the prompts where they ask you what is the issue you're dealing with. Are you trying to resolve a problem and you want to contact a claim specific specialist? But then that's only half the battle, because you have to hope that you are able to get online with an actual real person. If you are able to get in contact with somebody about an issue on your application, please make sure to ask that they escalate your issue. Trust me, I know it's frustrating having to call over and over again, but you have to in order to finally get in contact with a rep. And once you're on with a rep, you want to make sure that they escalate these issues. You have to be persistent, because that's the only way I was able to finally receive my retroactive pay after waiting all the way back in November. Honestly, calling them is your best bet. But if you have an issue where you want to do a sort of appeal, I would reach out to them via email also, and just continue to keep spamming them until you get a response. There have been people that have contacted them through social media, and for the most part, it's not that helpful. But what I would actually recommend you to do is go on the Facebook pages that talk about unemployment, because they have helpful advice and tips. So just to recap, try to call as much as you can. I know it's hard to get on the line with a FLDEO specialist, but once you're able to get online with a claim-specific specialist, please, if you haven't already, depending on your issue, ask them to escalate your issue just so it is prioritized. I had to have my issue escalated 3 times before it was finally changed, and I was not able to get in contact with anybody for months. The last time I was in contact with a rep, I believe it was April. Next, depending on your issue, you want to try to email to appeal depending on what's going on with your situation. And I would continue to respond to them if they don't respond in the first week or so until you finally get a response. And next, you don't want to waste your time and try to cuss out or criticize the FLDEO through their accounts, because it's not going to take you anywhere. But I do recommend you try to join those Facebook groups, just because there's different unique cases, and I've seen people get some useful tips and advice from those that are on the platform. But please be careful, because there are scammers all about. It's just something to keep in mind, but there are some topics that are discussed that might be helpful for you. I hope my personal story gives you some hope for those of you that have waited not as long as me. But as always, I appreciate the support. And once again, this is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. Peace, love, and blessings. Thank you to everyone.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
But this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.